Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Nigeria Unfiltered podcast. This podcast is designed and committed to feed you with detailed information that affects Nigeria as a people. We have come a long way, and it's right about time we start getting our own side of the story. Premising on the words by Professor Shina Lumogu, which says, "Until the lion learns to tell its own story, the hunter will keep taking all the glory." I like to share a story with you, and it is the analogy of the baby eagle. Once upon a time, there was a mother eagle, a falcon, who gave birth to a young child, the baby eagle. And due to circumstances peculiar to her, she decided to bequeath, to give this child to Mother Hen. Mother Hen, due to her receptive nature, took ownership, took care of this baby eagle alongside other chicks, nurtured this young lad, did everything humanly possible to ensure that this baby eagle survived. Whilst this eagle was growing alongside his brothers and sisters, the chicks, they noticed the society in which he finds himself, the climate in which he finds himself, the region in which he finds himself. Notice there was a distinctive feature, the person of this eagle. Of course, he understood that there was something unique about him, but he was still limited, doing normal thing. Mind you, one of the characteristic features of an eagle is that they don't pick from the ground. They eat fresh food. But here comes an eagle who psychologically has been traumatized, has been caged, picking from the ground alongside chicks. Remember the words of the French philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau: "Man is born free, but is chained everywhere." This young eagle grew up with the belief that he is one of the chicks, and he will grow up one day to perhaps rule among his kindred. Something happened. Wise growth took place. Wise maturity took place. Mother eagle was traveling on a course to the earth from the air. Because of the sight, the full sight of the eagle, the insight, rear sight, the insight and the foresight, he was able to pick from afar that there was a creation that looks exactly like herself. What would this be? What mystery might this be? In an attempt to unravel, and because to understand the reason behind this, she decided to descend a little lower, coming down towards the earth. Her vision became clearer. She realized that there was one of her tribesmen, one of her kindred on the earth, living a below standard life. And she let out a great shout. Whilst this shout was on, this baby eagle heard it and looked upward. Behold, in dismay and in a full surprise, he saw a matured creature that looked similar to him, flying, controlling the wind, navigating her way amidst the turbulent air situation. Something began to suggest to this baby eagle: if this creature can do this, if this creature can do all this, what about me? That is to say, there is something unique, and I think I need to unravel this unique thing. In an attempt to soar high, in an attempt to fly upward, this baby eagle began to think, to ruminate, and it dawned on him that it too can fly. Goosebumps everywhere and there, and he began to fly suddenly. He began to fly. As he was flying, Mother Hen returned from her journey and discovered that a special child was leaving her without proper notice, without proper information, and she let out an imparted, a very calm and touching cry, and gave a call to this baby. And of course, baby eagle by now has gotten accustomed to the mother's voice, and he paused in a dilemma, in a dicey situation, caught in between two options. He decided to look downward and saw the mother hen crying. And of course, nature have a way of playing around. He decided to come down towards the mother, who he has known to be his mother. And as he was coming downward to earth, this mother eagle, the falcon, noticed an error that needs to be corrected and let out a great shout. Young man, what are you doing? You are not meant for that place. Can you please rise up and soar above limitation? And of course, this baby eagle paused, looked up, saw the possibilities of shining his light, saw the possibility of reaching out to the world. And he looked down to his mother and said, Mama, I love you, but I have to go chase my dream. Now let's pause. This analogy speaks to the present day Nigeria. This analogy speaks to you and I. We have been told a story. We have been given a food that is not acceptable and palatable for us. And that is the essence of this podcast. That young eagle, when the right time came, I'd like you to know there is no right time than starting now. When the right time came for that eagle to soar above limitation, it did. That is why you and I, we are in this particular dispensation for us to setting the record straight. Nigeria can be great again. Everything all of a sudden can begin to work. A paradigm can shift for good. The status quo can change. This and more is what we are committed to give out to you. I would like you to answer these questions as I pose them straight to you in the comment section. Mother hen do wrong by nurturing this eagle? Did she do wrong by trying to stop the eagle from reaching or chasing his dream? Also, did the mother eagle did wrong by correcting an error that she saw on earth? Also, on the part of the eagle, where you and I comes in, when Nigeria come in, did the eagle do wrong by living mediocrity, by living status quo, by living what we were living fixed mindset to chasing his dream? I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. I'd like you to comment, and I'd like you to promote and engage constructively. Till when next we meet, I remain Shalom Ufoma Irude, your host and presenter. Thank you very much.